So the show then becomes, the idea is like, okay, now you need to know every lit agent in the city, but ideally in America, right? You don't even need, that's not if we're building a giant business, right? Same thing for Glassstein. He needs to get to know all the recruiters. What's the easiest way to get to know all the recruiters? Have a show, interview them. Hey, I'm starting a new show. Talk about recruiting and what you look for in new hires and what that process is like. Hey, I'm starting a new show around lit agents and the world behind the scenes of how to get a book out to the world. I'd love to have you as a guest on my show. Who wants to interview lit agents, literary agents, and recruiters? Nobody. It's like the first time that they've ever been asked to be on anybody's show ever. Right? Again, we're not trying to go after the CEO of these companies. It's the actual recruiters and literary agents. So they're honored. And now they know who you are. Right? And if you did a show a week, if you spent the next year, you did a show a week with 52 recruiters in and around the city, you're getting a six-figure business off of the referrals that are coming in. Right? Assuming you're actually good at the thing that you do, right? Same thing for you. If you knew all the lit agents, or if you did a show a week, you had 52 lit agents in and around the city, how many new clients does that lead to for you? Whether or not the videos blow up, like we haven't even gotten to how do you blow up your YouTube channel. It doesn't even matter. Now you're building a mid-six-figure business just off of this strategy. And if you want to keep going and keep building and be the face of leadership for America, this doesn't get you there. Right? But this helps you build a 6 or 7 figure business, which is for most people the next best step that we need to go off and do. So clients are bringing on our actual potential ideal clients and just make it like budget's always one of them. Don't bring on people who don't have the budget. Like you're taking a guess. They may not have the budget, but if you know they don't have the budget, don't bring on people to that show. And then whatever else they have to have. For her, they're a newer author. For him, they're newer people in management, right? For whoever your ideal client is, if you're talking to your ideal clients consistently, you're probably going to get business, right? And then partners are the people who can introduce you to the ideal clients. Doing this exercise could be the single biggest takeaway that you get from this weekend. I mean, I don't know, Charles dropping bombs too, but and June was great too, but I'm saying,
that is awesome.
If you just execute on it, and this is not that hard, and it could just be on Zoom. If you wanted to level it up, you could go and meet people because you get to know them in their office. If you're actually going to Accenture and meeting them in their office, then you get introduced, you get to hang out a little bit more. If it's a half-hour interview, you might spend an hour and a half with them because they're taking you around, you get to know them, which then leads to a lot more business for you. So it's just business development to help us grow our company, but in a really easy way, as opposed to having to cold call a bunch of people and say, hey, I'm a trainer for leadership. You need anybody right now? They don't want to talk to you. They're too busy. Right? So,
real quick, so as you're doing
yeah.
So how do you further the conversation, right? Because if you want to show, it's a show, right? And you're not having a full conversation about it. But how do you transition that from, okay, I just interviewed you for the show, now you know my expertise in this area, to, okay, now we're doing business. How do you do that here?
Yeah, perfect. That's this question?
No, I was trying to get it.
Okay, so let me share another awesome strategy. So one is you'll probably just get business regardless. Like if he's talking to ideal recruiters once a week to do a show, he's going to get some deals. It may not be 100%, but half, a quarter. Like if they like you and you're actually good at the thing, could you see some business coming in from talking to ideal recruiters every week? Like you're probably going to get some business. Now how do we increase it? You'll just get some out of the gate, just off of that call, right? Like when I talked to Dean, we had a call next week. I just messaged him and said, hey, if you want to talk about YouTube, how can I help you? He's like, yeah, let's set up a call next week. Because we had already planted. That's why you have to plant the seed inside the conversation. Right? What are you good at? So Glassstein's going to ask a question halfway through the interview to say, I'm a leadership coach for new managers in organizations. What do you see as the biggest problem with leadership training for new managers? And then they're going to give some kind of answer. And then you talk about that. So now you planted the seed that Glassstein is an expert, not just the Larry King asking the questions. Right? You don't do that at the gate. Let them talk about them. People love to talk about their story. How'd you get started? Why do you do this? How long you been here? You know, what opportunities you see? What was the biggest lesson you learned from your mentors? Like, it's pretty easy to come up with a list, and they talk. It's pretty easy to get something going. But we're planting a seed in the conversation so that I don't want you to follow up next week and then say, hey, by the way, I also do this leadership stuff. Like, oh, okay. I thought you were just like a podcast host or something. Right? So we're planting the seed. Just doing that will already get you some business, right? Afterwards, you can follow up and say, it was great talking to you. It was great to connect. It was great to get to know you. I love the help with your leadership, with your authors, with your personal development, with your goal setting, with your dogs. That's not the main thing. What did you say? What did you say?
Speaking as well.
Speaking?
Yes.
Around?
Motivation.
Cool. With the,
law of attraction.
Motivation, law of attraction for your company.
Yes.
Great, right? So first is you plant the seed. Okay? Second is the immediate follow-up. So right after you're done, the next day, you send a message. You thank them, you let them know you're working on the show and releasing it, and remind them the thing that you do. If you ever need help, I'm here, let me know. And then the third thing that we've done that really is awesome is IG stories, where you ask them for their Instagram handle. Hey, are you on Instagram? I'd love to help promote you. Now, they may not have it, in which case, fine. But a lot of people do. Even if they have, oh, I only have 100 followers. Cool. What is it? What's your IG handle? Then what we do is, and you'll see this on if you go to my handle or my stories, you'll see that we do this every day. We'll take one of the interviews that I've done with somebody and take a clip from it and post it to my stories and then tag them. Okay? And then we assign a day of the month. So if you've done 30 interviews with different people, you tag them on that same day every month. So if I'm on Terrell's show, he's going to clip up my content. I'm going to say some clip from this, great. Hopefully I said some good things, right? If you clip it, tags me every month. I'm going to see Terrell every month, right? Now I love Terrell, but maybe if I haven't seen him in a while, maybe I forget about Terrell. Maybe I can't send him a referral. I'm not thinking about something. Or I'm coming to New York and it slips my mind because I got a million things going on. He's making himself top of mind because he's tagging me on Instagram every single month. So most people just focus on that one-off, which is the initial conversation, right? Or how do I launch my channel or show, whatever. Cool. That doesn't matter as much as the ongoing. So all you need from every show is 3 clips. 3 clips. Okay? So she's going to have on a literary agent. And we're going to look at whoever our top 30 list is, ideally, because typically 30 days in a month. So she's going to have a lit agent on. Let's call her Susan. Susan's the lit agent. Perfect. She's going to interview her. It's going to be a great conversation. From that half-hour, hour-long conversation, she's going to make 3 clips. And then she's going to assign the 10th of every month as Susan Day. Then the 10th of every month, there's a clip of Susan on her Instagram, and you're tagging Susan. Susan's going to get notified on the 10th of every month and remember you. Right? And the goal is to make them look good. You're taking a clip from them, not a clip of you asking the question or you saying who you are. They don't care about that. They care about them. So show them. You only need 3 clips because the first clip goes up January 10th, the second clip goes up February 10th, the third clip goes March 10th, right? The 4th clip goes up, but it's this first clip again. On April, go back to the first clip. Nobody remembers that you used that clip 3 months ago. And so now every month, these people remember your name. And they're ideally a top lit agent that you want to remember your name. So you have 30 days in a month. As you keep doing this show, you then just swap out who's in the third, right? This person hasn't generated business for you, or this person is not as big a deal because you got some new person in. Cool. That new person's in on the 10th. Susan's out, now Henry's in. And if you did that times 30 for every day of the week, now every day you're tagging another lit agent who then is going to see your message and remember you. And because they're lit agents or new managers or recruiters who don't have a ton of following, they'll see every direct message. Like, I don't see every DM that I get. My team manages most of my DMs because it's too crazy. But a lit agent and a recruiter or a speaking bureau or whoever else you're trying to target, they're seeing all their DMs. Somebody tagged me in the story? What? This is crazy, right? It's also a one-click share then to their audience. If you tag somebody in an IG story, they can one-click share it to their audience. So I've done that. We've had Tony Robbins on the channel 4 times, and once a month is Tony Robbins Day. And sometimes it's his team, it's not him. They'll share it because I made him look good. Now he has easy content. So now you're making the lit agents look good. You're making the recruiters look good. And it's a one-click share for them. Well, who are they sharing to? Well, who's following lit agents? Other lit agents and authors. Yep. Your ideal, and their family, whatever. But it's like other lit agents and authors. Your ideal clients. Who's this woman who interviewed you? What was that show that you were on? Right? You get 30 people on for every day of the week or every day of the month. Now every day there's a new clip going out tagging a different ideal client or partner from that other page over there. Right? And it doesn't matter how many followers you have on Instagram to do it, everybody can do it. It doesn't matter how many followers you have on YouTube, subscribers you have on YouTube, everybody can do it. It's the path to help build you a low to mid 6-figure business. While you're working on the first the thought leadership show, right? This is what helps make you the face of leadership for America. The face of motivation. Like, you want to be the face of blank for America, you need to be doing this. But this doesn't pay in the first 3 to 5 years. And then most people quit and give up. And this is what most people just think about when they're making content. Now, I love this, and we can dive. I could lead a 4-day workshop just on how to win here. But it doesn't matter if it doesn't pay you and then you quit and give up on it, right? So those are the 3 main shows, right? Thought leadership, we talked about. Demonstrate the process. Show me you doing the thing. Be the coach. Do it for free. Let me see how good you are. It's more fun. It helps convert people over to want to sign up with you. Put it on your landing page so it converts. And then the biz dev show to start talking to ideal clients and ideal referral partners. Because if these people know who you are, you're going to get a lot of business coming in off of a tiny channel with no subscribers. How's that? I didn't even know what I was going to talk about. Terrell's like, you have slides or something? Or what are you going to, I don't know, I'm going to jam and see what comes out. So this is what we channeled here today.
Man, this is great.
Sorry, I didn't know what time it is. Do we have questions?
No,
What do you want to do?
we got time for questions.
Okay.
I was going to say, like, you mentioned at the beginning you were nervous. I could imagine I may stutter or be nervous during the first few interviews. So you just, like, what do you advise there?
Doing the interviews is a lot less nervous than talking direct to camera. Because you're talking to somebody. The key thing is just get to know their story. Research as much as you can about them so you feel some kind of personal connection. Oh, you went to that school. Oh, you're writing a book about this. Or, right, see if it's lit agents, what authors have they already published? Go buy some of their books. Read them. Just to feel some kind of personal connection, right, to them. And it's still okay if you're nervous. And so the easiest way, besides building some kind of personal connection for you before reading their books, reading their bio, seeing what school they went to, whatever, is have a set list of questions at the beginning so that you're always prepared, right? So when T asked me here, do you have slides? My son coming in was asked, like, are you ready? It's like, yeah. I mean, I don't know. We're just going to go in. Because I've done this so many times that it's easy. There was no preparation. If you guys are all in a different field or doing something else, maybe we wouldn't have even covered these things. We could talk about advanced YouTube strategies with thumbnails and that kind of stuff, right? But if we went there, it wouldn't help you guys, right? So you have your set list of questions. How did you get started? Is an easy first question for everybody, right? And then once you're in a conversation, it's a lot easier. It's just the beginning that is a little nerve-wracking, like, how's he gonna think about me? Am I in the right spot, right? But how did you get started? Why did you become a literary agent? Why are you writing this book? What's your favorite thing about working with authors? Like, very easy, open-ended question. And whatever, I mean, I'm just coming up with some, but whatever's on your heart is like, I'm genuinely curious to know this about these people. Because we're not just trying to have a sales call, we're trying to build a relationship. Hopefully you actually care about the person you're talking to, right? Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions?
Anything online? You got an online question? Feel like
Oh,
that.
I asked them, yup, nothing in yet. Nothing
All right, okay. Daryl, what do you got?
When we do our interview
Mhm.
in 30 minutes, an hour, how long, when you say get 3 clips from that, how long should those clips be?
15 seconds.
About 50 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then you can put it everywhere. But you can go longer. You can go up to a minute. Right? I mean, IG stories now let you go a minute. If you're just going to do it IG, just keep it simple, then under a minute. Under a minute. The length and the mechanics of it don't get buried in the weeds of how to do everything perfectly, because the length is not the thing that really makes a difference. If you did 45 seconds, if you do it over a minute, it won't post as a story, right? So, like, don't stress out. Just keep it under a minute. But don't worry about having the perfect, there's no perfect length. Take the, like, what did they say that was fire? Hopefully, in you talking to them for half an hour, they said 3 things that are clippable. If it's 15 seconds, 45 seconds, just under a minute, so you can post it.
All right, let's give it up. So first, I just want to say that, when I actually booked this room, I said, "Oh, Evan Carmichael got some competition." That's
I've seen that.
You see did you see that building right there with the arrow?
Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, actually, that is a